Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is chapter 4 of Heard You Like Me, and this one is titled Inside Your Brain. What do you mean by complicated? She asked you, opening her covers on her side of the bed and slipping between the sheets before pulling the covers back over her and lying down, her large brown eyes looking up at yours with such innocence and sweetness that you just didn't know what to do. I guess it doesn't really matter, you said with a tired smile. I'm shot, you added as you rolled around a bit and pulled the covers up over you. It's been a super long ass day with lots of new things happening, so I am quite happy to go to bed. You yawned and put your hand over your mouth and then closed your eyes, tears springing into the corners of them. When you had finished yawning, you opened your eyes again and Momo was looking at you, her gentle gaze making your heart skip a beat. I'm just so happy you're here, Yin, she said softly, and you really wanted to tell her how much you liked her right there and then, but you just didn't have the stamina to deal with the potential aftermath, so decided to just leave it be for now and pursue it another day. Same, you replied, giving her another tired smile before closing your eyes. Lights off, Momo said, and the room suddenly went dark. Seriously? You deadpanned in the dark. It's very handy, Momo said, and you chuckled. Yeah, I bet. Night, Momo, you said in a sleepy voice. Night, Yin, she replied. Good morning, you heard her say. What? You rasped, popping an eye open and looking at her. The sun was up and shining through her dorm room window, and you stared at her through puffy morning eyes for a second before looking at your smartwatch. What? You asked again, seeing that your watch was reading 7 a.m. Didn't I just say good night to you? It's morning now, she giggled as she scooted closer and wrapped her warm little arms around you. What do you mean? I didn't even get a chance to sleep, you groaned. Did you not sleep well? She asked, her sad gaze making your heart hurt. No, I think I slept too well. I must have damn near died because I don't even remember sleeping. I didn't dream. I didn't wake in the middle of the night. I just passed the hell out and now I'm here, lying next to the most beautiful girl in the world, you said with a smirk as you bent your head and kissed the top of her head. You always flatter me, she giggled, rolling away to get ready for the day. You may call it flattery, but I call it the truth, you said, as you got out of bed as well and stretched and then checked your smartwatch again to see how many hours of sleep you got. Whoa, got 8 hours. I am going to be pleasant as a peach today, you said happily. But thankfully, my quirk is still somewhat good. Anything more than 10 hours and I'm about as helpful as a waterproof tea bag. Yin, I already have your uniform here for you, Momo said, not really even acknowledging your chatter. How do you know my size? You asked with surprise. Remember when I messaged you last week? She asked with a sly smile. Ah, yep, gotcha, you replied with a smirk. So you weren't making a cardboard cutout of me? No, of course not, she replied. I'm kidding, you replied with a smile. You turned and walked over to her just as she pulled your uniform out of the cupboard and your smile slid right off your face. Skirt. I have to wear a skirt, you deadpanned. You'll look beautiful, Yin, Momo said with delight. Bro, I do jeans or shorts, that's it, you replied. Yin, I'm sorry, but you have to wear a skirt for school, Momo said. But you can wear bike shorts underneath if you feel more comfortable that way. It'll do, you mumbled, as you took the uniform in hand and walked back over to the bed to lay it down so you could strip your pyjamas off and put it on. What do you wear for school in France? Momo asked as she took her own silk pyjamas off and put her uniform on, the skirt hugging her figure just perfectly. Well, we mainly wear our hero uniform, which might have pants, you replied, as you pulled the school skirt up and zipped it up. Dude, this just feels so wrong. I can feel everything. My vagina is going to get a cold. It's got nothing on and it's sitting in a wind tunnel. Yin, you can put shorts on underneath, Momo chuckled. You're so funny. I'm not trying to be. This is torture, you said, as you walked over to your suitcase and pulled out some bike shorts to put on underneath. The sports uniform has pants, Momo then said. Oh, thank God, you said emphatically. So UA hasn't completely lost their marbles. You do look really nice in the uniform, though, Momo said from behind you, and you quickly pulled the blouse on and turned around with it open at the front, your bare tummy on show for her. Thanks, baby, you said as you struck a silly pose, and she giggled. No, but you look so fine. You always look good, though, you added, and she blushed and giggled. Stop, she laughed, fixing up her shirt before heading into the ensuite to brush her teeth. You watched her go and sighed internally. Am I going to be able to tell her how much I like her? Would she ever return my feelings? You wondered. It was a few minutes later that you were both ready and heading out of her dorm room door and off down to the elevator, then across the grass to school. Hey, Momo, don't tell the others, those who I haven't met yet, that I have a mind-reading, thought-listening quirk. I want to get some feedback from the rest of the class before they realise I can hear what they're thinking. You said. Oh, no problem, Momo said with a smile. I understand, but no matter what anyone thinks, I still think you're the most amazing. Yeah, that's all I care about, he replied with a wink at her. You both headed into the building and walked over to the lockers while chatting, and Momo showed you your one, and then you grabbed books and headed to class together, still chatting as you walked down the hall side by side. Hey, good morning you two, Mina bubbled as she skipped up behind you both and then around in front and started walking backwards so she could talk to you. Did you sleep well? I honestly think I died. Legit. You deadpanned, and she laughed. That deep, hey? Yeah, I passed the hell out, you replied with a chuckle. I had a lovely sleep, Momo added, and Mina smiled at her. Did you sleep well, Mina? Yep, always do, Mina said with a grin, and then spun back around to enter the classroom ahead of you both. You followed her in, and Momo showed you your seat, so you sat down, placed your books down, and then got up and to go over and chat with Momo. Slowly more people started walking in, and you greeted all the girls, and then some of the boys came walking in, and you tuned into them in turn. Oh, new chick. A blonde with a black lightning bolt in his hair thought as he walked in, looking at you before finding his seat. Oh, there's someone new in our class. A redhead with sharp teeth thought as he entered shortly after the blonde. I better say hi. Maybe I'll introduce myself first, and I'll say hi. I'm Karishma. Nice to meet you. What's your name? Yeah, that's manly. I'll do that, he thought. You glanced at him as he put his books down and walked over to you, still mentally coaching himself as he smiled and put his hand out. Hey, Karishma, right? You asked as you extended your hand to his and shook it. Hi, I'm... Yes. How did you know? He asked with surprise, shaking your hand in return. Yeah, you look like a Karishma, you replied with a smirk, and he beamed. Oh, cool. That's super manly. I'm glad, he replied, and you had to stop yourself from laughing as he took your hand back. This one is way too pure and wholesome, you thought. While you were talking to Karishma, another spiky blonde entered the room, his gruff inner voice making you look at him as his thoughts penetrated your brain. Who the hell is this extra? He thought as he scowled at you. Oh, well, aren't you delightful? You deadpanned out loud to him as he stared at you, and Mina burst out laughing. It just seemed so funny that Bakugo had just walked in and not said anything, yet what you had replied to him was just spot on to probably what he was thinking, and it just tickled her. Who are you? This guy snapped at you. What am I is probably a better question, you mused. I don't really know, to be honest, but mostly I think I'm just existing. This guy just blinked at you. Jeez, Yin. Talk about being a whole mood. Stay tuned for Chapter 5 coming tomorrow. See you then.